be the singles class because they're on 450, so it's the most Supercross-like. Now this is the dirt track. Down at the other end, the whole section is paved. It is dirt track racing. They're not used to pavement. It's a lot different for them. So they're having an entire day of testing today and a Friday before they race tomorrow. And we're going to record the show live tomorrow in Charlotte, but it actually will air on NBCSN on Sunday. And because of that, I can't go to Salt Lake City. I'm aware that Supercross finally did leave. So the very experienced riders like Dallas Daniels, the defending champ, is out there right now. Texter's been very strong early this season. Then we have this B group of losers. We have this is the second group of losers that don't know what they're doing. That they have no idea. That's you, yes, yeah, exactly.
I got all the excuses on the helmet gun.
All right, yeah, okay. All the excuses lined up. All right, good. Have fun. Okay, we've switched sides. I've taken my sunglasses off to get a better look. This is the road race style section. They actually have a paved turn. It's not what we normally have in flat track. There goes Briar Bauman shattering on asphalt. Welcome to Front Brake World. How's the front brake work going?
Dude, it's front brake central over here.
There's so much front brake work going on under this tent.
That's what I told him. It's funny, we both have the same problem, but no, it's good. It's just, we're not used to riding on asphalt.
Yeah.
And braking from 90 mile an hour to 30, and a moto brake won't work. Not at all.
Okay.
So,
did you try it and it just smoked it?
Oh yeah, it's going in 3-4 laps.
Okay.
Put a rally rotor on, which is like a 300 mil. Smokes it in about 6 minutes. So we got a supermoto brake now.
Okay.
And, had a little issue with it, but I think we got it fixed.
How much adjustment is it for you to the supermoto brake on pavement? Is it starting to scare you with how much stopping it can do?
I've never rode with it. I just got it on.
So I'm a little scared.
No, it'll be fine.
Oh, you haven't done it yet?
No. I just now got it working.
You've only gone to Plan C now for the first time.
Yeah, and we haven't even tested Plan C on the track, so
okay.
I think it'll work.
I like the confidence anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, and there's more riding tonight, right? So you got a shot at it.
Oh yeah.
We got a test truck.
Okay. You gonna monster truck it at some point? You gonna?
I wish.
I mean, they just had it here, dude.
I know, they didn't call me.
Oh man, poor poo sipes. How's front brake central?
No, I'm using my whole hand and it's going all the way, which is kind of scary because you're going, I don't know how fast it is, but it's, I mean,
He's saying 90.
I'm used to a 2-stroke and this factory 4-strokes.
Okay.
I'm still a 2-stroke fan, but
yes.
It gets down that straightaway and you come in, so you got to hold it wide open all the way till you get to the bottom.
Yes.
And it's everything you got. And I was 1 finger, 2 finger, all fingers, and then I just went straight through the grass the last time. I'm like, all right, look. We have the best bike on the track, potentially the fastest bike on the track.
Okay.
We just got to get it to stop now. And they're like, use the back brake. I don't know how to slide it. I'm like, look, I appreciate all the advice that everyone's giving me, but there's no way in one day I am going to learn how to do anything right better than they've been doing their whole life.
Okay.
So I'm basically going to take everything that I think I know or that I've accumulated over the years.
All right.
And I'm going to just try to do that as good as I can, and hopefully catch this guy who's already P2 in the second practice. Come on.
P2 without even the good brake. So we'll see what happens.
Even the good brake, yeah. So I moved up to P6, but he wasn't in there. So it's like P7.
I don't know how you guys are actually that competitive, considering you don't normally do this at all. But it is TT. It is TT.
I wouldn't be this competitive, but he was P2 after the first practice.
So you got to step it up. He's making you step up. All right, more front brake work continues. Good luck, boys. Thanks. Yeah, get ready for their final chance to look at this track for tomorrow's race, which will air at 10:30 Sunday night Eastern on NBCSN. There goes Sipes, still working on that front brake. I know the championships are pretty much wrapped in Supercross this year. We know that Cooper Webb is a big lead and Colt Nichols is a big lead and Justin Cooper has a big lead. So maybe this finale is set to be a little bit anticlimactic, but I don't want that to overshadow how actually exciting this season has been and the fact that there actually was a season at all. There's so much going on. We keep hearing about boom times in the motorcycle industry. A lot of these races are doing well. I was even at a Moto America road race this morning on my way here. That series, they tell me the pits were more packed than they've seen in years there. This series is going off. Supercross looks good. People are buying motorcycles. I'm not wearing masks in the pits as much as I used to at one point. That might get me in trouble. I don't know. There's vaccines. We're starting to see this like light at the end of the tunnel thing, right? And that is awesome, but I also think it obscures the fact that Supercross running 17 races, having some fans, not having a COVID test, ruin the championship for someone, providing everybody passed tonight on a Friday. That is something that we should not take for granted, because back in January, it was still like, how are they gonna do this? Back last fall, it was like, is there gonna be a Supercross series? It was one thing to get it in and finish in one stadium without fans last year, but to try to do it with fans, the financial hardship that would be, could everybody pull this off? Now it seems easy and simple. A, I just want to give credit that it actually did happen. Second, I don't want the fact that the championships are not close to obscure how good the racing actually was. If Ken Roczen doesn't fall here in Atlanta 3, probably wins that one. Didn't fall last week, who knows? Just that swing alone might have been enough to bring us down to a nail-biting series. It was still really good, and a lot of the thanks goes to Cooper Webb. Now, he's the presumptive champion, and he's doing it with a fairly big lead going into the final race. But the best thing about Cooper Webb's wild and crazy different way of winning races, which is being merely okay throughout the day and then somewhat better at the beginning of the main, but then absolutely catching fire like a demon late. You know what that leads to? Close finishes, time in and time out. There have been so many races this year where the leader goes to the line. It's either Webb with Roczen right behind him, or even we had a race in Indy where Roczen went across the line with Webb right behind him. Or even last week, Muscan goes across the line with Webb right behind him. Webb has a way of keeping every race interesting right to the end, because when he wins, which is often, he never does it by just hole-shotting and taking off. I've never seen this approach. You might remember me walking down from that press box after Atlanta 3, completely flabbergasted over how he does it. But I hope he keeps doing it that way, because every time Cooper Webb wins, it ends up being a battle right down to the final lap as they go across the finish line, which is not normal Supercross. So kudos to that. And in the 250 class, the beginning of the season, I said the 250s were in need of a rebuild, as in we didn't have a lot of riders who had won a lot of races and no one who had won a championship before in Supercross on the line. Well, it led to a great season of a lot of feel-good first-time winners. It seemed like every week we were having another first-time winner, and so many of them were great stories. Seth Hamaker, he was dead and buried after missing his final 2 years as an amateur, and even then he was a good amateur rider, but he wasn't the can't-miss star, and he wins a race. Nate Thrasher, first couple races not good, ends up winning 2 here in Atlanta. That was awesome. The Cameron McAdoo story, winning at Daytona and then being the points leader, and then all the craziness he went through on that section of the track right there. And then also leading to some hate, by the way, for him a couple weeks later. That's great drama, folks, and that class offered all year. We know that Colt Nichols has been through the tough times in his career. It was a great season for Christian Craig. He's not going to win the title, but it was a great story for him. Everybody loves the Lawrence brothers. Pumped that Hunter Lawrence showed that he can ride Supercross well and win races and contend for a title. It's all good. It's really been a fun and exciting, dramatic season of racing. One of the best I've actually seen in a while. And to cap it all off, you know that these Weege shows are brought to you by the Honda Talon Sports Side-by-Side, and we actually found one. Because as luck would have it, the Honda Talon Sports Side-by-Side is the official sports side-by-side of American Flat Track, Progressive American Flat Track. So here it is. There is a Talon. I've been talking about the long travel suspension. I've been talking about the 1000 cc's of power. I've been talking about the dual clutch transmission. I've been talking about the paddle shifters. But today we're not gonna talk, baby. Oh, we're gonna do it. As soon as practice is wrapped, they're gonna let me take a lap as a passenger in this, but I've got a great shootout. Don't say I'm lame for only being a passenger, because earlier today when I stopped at that Moto America race, guess what? I got to do a lap there on the back of a bike with the Dunlop X-Star M4 Suzuki team, and Chris Ulrich took me on 2 laps around the track, and we hit 160 miles an hour.
Was it?
Oh, spectacular. Absolutely.
We'll pull that off. We're gonna.
But my heart rate is legit up.
I know. I like want to see.
Just from being a passenger.
Same. I want to see what.
Yeah, legit. I'm like, 2 more laps of that, and I'm pretty much falling off the back. sometimes even being a passenger can be difficult. Transmission. We had 20 inches of wheel travel, so we had no problems over the jump. I think we just found out how life is better side by side. Hell yeah. We did it.